I'm Kimberly with the Fat Quarter Shop, and I'm back with Bonnie and Camille for Block 2 of our Snapshots Quilt Along. Snapshots is benefiting the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and we're asking for a $5 donation per pattern. Our second block is called Sew On and Sew On. So Bonnie, tell me how y'all learned how to sew.
Actually, this is my favorite block in the whole quilt. I love it.
It's very vintage.
It is. And when I was about 5 or 6, my mom started letting me cut up her scraps and use her sewing machine. And I used to make clothes for my dolls, and I made cardboard houses with curtains and furniture. And from that point on, I was hooked on sewing. So it's something that's been in my family for a long time. My grandma Sarah was a quilter, and I tried to teach my children and my grandchildren as well.
And we also, all 5 of your children.
They do, even my boys. One year I made quilts for all my kids for Christmas.
It was actually the Fat Quarter Shop Designer Mystery back in 2010.
Yeah, that was a good year.
And I have to say, I got one too, but I had a 2-week-old at home, so I didn't go home to Idaho for Christmas that year. But I did get one in case you were worried.
We special delivered hers when we got to see her new baby.
Yeah.
I put snuggles on the back because I always love that, and the kids love to snuggle up with them. And I also use these really cute labels
to put on the back of the quilts.
Yeah.
I'm sure your family just cherishes those quilts forever.
We do.
Thanks for sharing such a wonderful story. Now we're ready to go straight to our studio and make our sewing machine block. Download the Snapshots pattern at the Fat Quarter Shop. Cut your fabrics and label them with your alphabetties. Use Artful Color 2000 since it matches the day sale fabric perfectly. Sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance and press according to the pattern. To make your top sewing machine unit, assemble the fabric C rectangle, L rectangle, and E square. Make one. Assemble the fabric R, 4, and X rectangles. Make one. And assemble your fabric M and 3 rectangles and make one. To make your top middle sewing machine unit, assemble the 2 units made previously, then add your fabric Z rectangle, then add your fabric Q rectangle. In this step, we'll be making corner squares, and we'll be using this technique throughout the quilt. Draw a line from corner to corner on the wrong side of your fabric B square using a friction pin. Using a friction pin is good because your ink will disappear when you iron later. Place your fabric B square on the bottom right corner of your fabric O rectangle. Stitch directly on your line. Cut a 1/4 inch away from your stitch line using a Creative Grids ruler and press. To make your left bottom middle sewing machine unit, assemble one fabric K, 6, and I rectangle to make one unit. Then you're going to assemble the 2 previously made units and your fabric H rectangle, and you're going to have one unit. To make our next unit, assemble a fabric A rectangle and fabric Y square. Then take this unit, add it to your fabric 1 rectangle, and you've got your center bottom middle sewing machine unit. Assemble your fabric T and 2 rectangles, then add your fabric U rectangle. You're going to make one unit. Assemble your 3 units to make your bottom middle sewing machine unit. Assemble your 2 previously made units, then add your fabric S rectangle, and you'll have your partial middle sewing machine unit. Next, we're going to assemble our top and partial middle sewing machine units, and your middle sewing machine unit is finished. To assemble your right sewing machine unit, assemble the fabric J, V, and G rectangles. Assemble your previously made units and your fabric D rectangle to make your partial sewing machine unit. To make your bottom sewing machine unit, assemble your fabric 5 and P rectangles, then add your fabric W and N rectangle. Let's put it all together with our fabric F rectangles, and block 2 is done.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to come back next month on the 15th for another new quilt block.
And please donate. We can make a difference in the lives of the children and families of St. Jude.
As you share your blocks, don't forget to hashtag FQS Snapshots.